All right, a lot to unpack from today's event. For more, let's bring in our technology expert, Ahmed Banafa, a professor at San Jose State University. Professor, good to see you. Thanks for the time. Obviously, there was a lot of anticipation about Apple's new Siri AI here. So explain to us what kind of upgraded features we can expect here. And do you think this is going to be a more capable assistant than the Siri we've all known?
Yeah, good talking to you, Alex and Heather. Here's the deal about it. Now, finally, they are part of the AI ecosystem, and they came actually swinging with this because they have an agreement with Google to use Gemini as the heart of the artificial intelligence, an agreement of $1 billion they have to pay to Google every year. But now let's talk about what exactly they can do with this, with this change to Siri. Siri is no longer just, an assistant. It's more like an AI agent, the one that we hear about it all the time. You can ask Siri AI to find documents, send messages, schedule meeting, open apps, and it's aware of the apps on your screen. One of the demos they showed us is a picture of an arch in Santa Cruz, and then ask where is that, and then anybody mentioned that in my communication, and and Siri AI found that and start explaining everything, and even the address of the person who sent that that picture. So they are really coming strong with the artificial intelligence. They know that they're late, but they're not too late. Then they can catch up with the rest of the companies.
But do you think this will actually be a hit with the public?
We have to see the expectations, and also we have to see the performance of Siri AI. I mean, we don't want to see something like what happened with Google Maps, a few years ago when it was really disappointing. Now it's up to them to make sure that it delivers whatever they promised, and they have two strong items or two strong parts that will make them better than any other company in the AI field. Which number one is the integration, because Siri is not just only on your phone; it's on all the devices, of Apple. We're talking about 2.5 billion active devices in the world that's going to use this feature, and at the same time, they're looking at the scale of if they want to release it, they make sure that it's released in a way where the expectations and the function well without any glitches.
Yeah, Apple also, really has, as it tries to integrate AI into its devices here, it's tried to set itself apart from other large tech companies by putting an emphasis on privacy, and we really heard that earlier today. Because from what I gather, and help us understand how this works, but when you're using Siri AI, it's going to process all of your requests for information within your device, or at least send those requests privately to the cloud. Can you help us understand that distinction and why that's important?
That's one of the strengths of of their announcement, which is the privacy part of it. And they've been saying that we are late because we're trying to make sure that your data is protected. And yes, that's correct, Alex. So most of the request you have, it's going to be done on your device. So your data belongs to you. Whatever happened in your device will stay in your device. If there is some kind of a high, capacity or processing request, they can go to the iCloud, but there will be something called private cloud, which is Apple cannot see it. They cannot, share it to somebody else. So it's still, the privacy is their winning card, and they are emphasizing this, in the whole story, that we make sure that when we introduce AI, it's not going to be like any other company where they are using your data to train the system or trying to sell your data.
Yeah, I want to read something that Apple's senior VP for software design said today, kind of alluding to that. He said, quote, "Some appear to be racing forward, seemingly pursuing AI for the sake of AI, without clear regard for the people, all of us, that it is ultimately meant to serve. He went on to say, "We believe that truly helpful AI must be centered around you and your needs," when he was speaking to the audience today. It seems as though they really are trying to prioritize folks and their privacy. Are they going to deliver on that, do you think?
It's really tough, especially if you need a device that has to be powerful to process the request for artificial intelligence. Right. It's not simply like sending email or, opening an app. Now we're talking about a request that needs a lot of power. And now they are really between two things, and how powerful are the devices we have. They even talk about it. They say Siri AI is not going to be in all devices. It's going to be on certain devices. And they're starting with the English language, and then they can go to Europe, they can go China because of the regulation too. Also, that's something that they are facing here. So this is a starting point for them. They're winning the argument by saying we waited that long because we want to make sure that your privacy is protected, and we don't care about being number one. We care about being the safest one that you're going to use out of all the models in the market.
Yeah, that certainly seems
not being first, but being right. I mean, that's kind of what Apple is arguing here. So we'll see how all of this new AI technology and Apple products works out for the company. Obviously, a lot on the line for them here. Ahmed Banafa, San Jose State. Always good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.